Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's it going, dude?
It's good, dude.
Yeah?
Another Saturday. Yeah.
So, hello everyone. My name is Josh Griego. From Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't want to say my age because it doesn't matter how old I am. I feel 21. And who are you?
I'm Brandon Canejo from B-Town. You know, we're repping.
Yeah, so me and Brandon, we just got this spontaneous idea to do a podcast, and we've always talked about it. We always share like different podcasts that we listen to, and we're always trying to get inspiration from people online, right?
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy. Well, I just listen mostly to Joe Rogan, and
Yeah.
the ideas flow, and we just want to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I think we both we like Joe Rogan a lot, and I'm sure that's probably what birthed a lot of different people wanting to do podcasts, because he kind of set the bar. And so like the reason I like Joe Rogan is not necessarily everything that he stands for or his beliefs, but I like the conversations that he brings up, and I also like the guests that he has on.
I like the way he sparks different thought in people, different things. Like he just does different things, says different things, and you just want to try them. He makes you curious.
For sure.
Why you want to do things like, let's see, what was it like, going hiking, just a different type of way.
Yeah.
Or like, and you don't have to believe what he believes, and he doesn't push his beliefs on people.
Exactly. And one good thing about podcasts, and I'm sure like everyone who's watched them, that's the reason why you like them too, is because there's no commercial breaks. There's no like sound bites where it's like, hello, will you buy this? Ding, okay, commercial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just...
And I think so often like we've gotten used to that, and we think we know who people are.
We don't. And
we really don't. I mean, I think 2017, I think even like with Trump getting elected, like whether you like him or you don't, like, and the internet, just at the same time, everything's going in motion, and it's being easier to call people on their lives, especially because nowadays you can't go anywhere without someone having their camera out, you know?
Exactly. And that affects a lot of the jobs, like police officers.
Yeah.
See someone getting arrested, you see 5 people on their phones.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it can be, and it can be bad. It's like...
Yeah, it's just, I think the good thing is it's harder to like bullshit people, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like especially like the big corporations and stuff. Back then they could just push a message and
do whatever they want.
They could just show you like, look, this is like this person, look, they never mess up, they never do this, and everyone, if that's all we know and that's all we're exposed to, then of course that's what we believe. This
person's the greatest.
Yeah, you know, so now it's like you see this, and then all of a sudden someone that's really there has their phone out, and then behind the scenes that person's like, yeah, no, screw those stupid idiots, and then we see that, we're like, dang.
This is his true colors now, you know?
For sure. So I think podcasting, like, it opens the conversation. You kind of get to see who someone really is.
It makes you think.
Know? Yeah.
About different... It opens your mind to different ideas.
It does, for sure.
Ultimately.
Yeah. And then it forces you to, like, to learn how to... Not learn how to debate, but it helps you... see things from different perspectives, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever, I think, like, because eventually we'll maybe get some guests on and stuff. We'll just see how this goes.
Yeah.
This is just a pilot. We just want to we're trying this out.
Going for it.
Yeah, we're pretty impulsive. I don't know. How do we know each other, Brandon? Obviously.
Well,
so for those of you guys that don't know, we're cousins.
Yeah, well, grew up together. I mean, my first memory of being with Josh is at the Blood High School pool. I was like,
how old were you?
Like 6?
6 years old?
5 or 6?
Yep.
And Josh goes, just go do a gainer off the high dive. Next thing you know, dude, I'm back flopping.
That's when I first like gained respect for you, bro. Because when you were like 6 years old, man, you were like maybe this
oh,
small,
dude, I was short,
so small, and I could just tell like you weren't afraid, dude. You were not afraid. And other kids, you know, they were barely jumping off the low dive. But you saw me, because I'm crazy on the diving.
Dude, yeah, I saw the stuff he was doing.
Yeah.
1.5 gainers, some twist
For
flips.
sure.
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I used to want to be a stuntman when I was younger.
You could tell, dude.
That was what I wanted to be up until I was like a freshman in high school.
Dude, you could
like, I would always tell people, like, they were like, what do you want to be? I'm like, I want to be a stuntman for Hollywood. And they're like, what?
Dude.
Do you remember like whenever Jackass first came out?
Oh, dude, Johnny Knoxville going crazy.
Yeah, and do you remember like they would film their stunts and they would record it and like
Yeah,
it was what
just-
made them popular? So that was like my inspiration. I'm like, dude, remember
Yeah.
Tim Henry, my cousin?
Yeah,
You know Tim?
Yeah, I know Tim.
He was like the first in our family to get a camera, and it was like a cheapy little video camera, and he was like the cameraman.
and you're
we're
the
like,
one doing the
"Dude,"
crazy stuff.
I'm like, film this, dude. I'm like, we're gonna ride this scooter down the slide, dude.
And you're
Like
so
just
good.
crazy stuff. I'm like, this is gonna go viral.
But like that's where now everyone's just
Yeah,
Really,
if
like,
we would have
crazy
like
stuff.
if we would have stayed with, or if we would have had like some type of input, because we had all the stuff recorded, like we had cool stuff, but we didn't know, we didn't have
No
no
Instagram,
knowledge of like,
no
yeah, we're gonna
nothing,
put
no
this in a
Facebook.
USB port and put it
Was
on YouTube.
MySpace.
Probably, I think we just had it like on the video camera, so like the only exposure we got was whoever we hung out with. We're like, dude,
hey,
look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, look, I did a triple backflip on the diving board and cracked my head. Like stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's crazy now. Everyone's like doing stupid stuff just to get money.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. Like
It does.
there's really cool stuff, and then there's
It's like-
people there that are just.
Kind of trying hard.
It's almost like it's staged.
Yeah.
Have you noticed some like Instagram or what are they called? Like just the stories you see on Instagram.
Yeah, the stories.
They look like they're staged almost.
Most of them.
Most of them are, huh?
Yeah.
Like you could tell, unless they really get hurt, then you're like, oh.
Yeah. You see the After Effects. He's like in the hospital.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the internet's pretty interesting, man.
The internet's a wild place, dude.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like we could just look up anything.
Yeah, but yet we don't. It's
Well-
weird. We have everything.
But we don't know what's credible either.
Exactly.
So that's like the.
We're at
twist.
that stage right now where everyone's right.
Exactly.
You can find something, you could find anything to back your argument up, whether you're right or wrong.
Yeah.
So back then you could be like, oh yeah, we'll Google that, bro. And then like you'd be like, okay, fact check. But now it's like, where did you get that from? Oh, I got it from this article, bro. And it's like, oh, that's not a credible source.
Exactly.
And then they're like, oh, well, this is the credible source. And it's like, dude,
We get
what?
in that we get in that tricky area of what's credible, what's not credible, what to believe, what not to believe.
Yeah,
It's like a gray almost, and it's like a lot of pride.
it is, man. And that's why I say, like, people get so caught up in being right that
They
they're
don't-
wrong.
Exactly. They don't want to look at like what you said, perspective.
Yeah.
We don't want to look at perspective. We
Yeah.
just want to look at, well, I'm right.
Well, people care more about winning an argument than actually learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't care. Like, they don't want to accept that they might be wrong, and that they don't want to change their thought process.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I've noticed about you, and I know I'm the same, is like, we know that we're not always going to be right.
Exactly.
And we aren't always right. And we fail every day, dude.
Oh, dude, all the time.
I call you, I'm like, dude, I did this today, man. Like,
I know.
I'm
that-
kind of down on myself, like, because we know what we're capable of, you know?
Exactly. And like, that's what's also, I call you the same way. I'm like, dude, I just,
Yeah. But I think that's, we both
Damn.
have got, sometimes you need,
that person.
I think most of the time, you need someone to help you out whenever you're down.
Exactly.
You can't just go through this life on your own thinking, I got this, I'll be all
Exactly.
right. You know, because then you get caught up in this bubble. And even like with friend circles, like
you
if
feel
you
comfortable.
exactly,
Right.
and then if you're around like this bubble, and you guys all agree with each other all the time,
And no one checks you.
no one checks you.
No one wants to be real and be like, dude, this is, come on. You know,
Mhm.
like, it's not right. Like,
Exactly.
And when someone actually finally does do that, you get like, you don't want to hear it. It's like, nah,
Exactly.
you're just trying to hurt me. It's like, you know,
Yup.
it's like, it's a bunch of BS when you're in that group.
Mhm.
Everyone's like, yeah, dude, just do this. Go party. Go F that chick, you know? And then like,
Mhm.
somebody's like, no, dude, come on. Let's not do that.
Mhm.
It's like, well, you don't know me.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yep. I think that's one thing that me and you just kind of like real like. Well, we've always known this, but we've had this conversation before. Like, we need to get out of our comfort zone.
yeah.
Like me and you, we go to church every Wednesday, and you like, what do you notice when you go to church? You see people in these little groups,
In that
right?
group, yeah.
There's
yeah.
a ton of people there, but everyone is like, they will not like interact with anyone outside of their bubble.
Oh, yeah, no.
And what's one thing that me and you like made it a thing to do, bro?
Just go and meet every single person in that room.
Yes, and I even tell you sometimes, I'm like, bro, maybe we should like split up and just go go make some new friends or something.
Yeah.
Because even us, we get caught up, like me and you.
And just me and you, and then like, bro, let's go talk to this group.
Yeah.
And then like, you're like, well, let's split up and
Yo.
let's network a little bit, go talk to new people.
Yeah.
Make the group bigger, you know.
For sure. Yeah, my dad always said, like, just build bridges wherever you go, and he's always kind of told me that. And you know, now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing that, like, your reputation and who you are and the conversations you have is really like what defines you.
Exactly.
You know, it's not what you do for a career. It's not how many likes you get on Instagram. When you die, like, the only thing that matters is the memories that you have with people.
Exactly. And then also, it's like, I feel like people shouldn't be judged or taken on what they have, what they own, or what jobs they have. You know,
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the end of the day, like what this person does for other people.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like, well, he drives this car, but you may drive a nice car and you just be like a crappy person
Exactly.
and treating everyone bad. And this guy's actually helping people, being generous, giving
For
out.
sure.
You know, it's like,
Yeah. It's just like we're all like they're like energy sources, man.
exactly.
You know, and
Yeah.
we're whatever type of energy you want to put out, it's gonna spread out to whatever's around you.
Exactly, and like that's what people don't get on social media. They can't get that person. Yeah, they see this guy with a nice car, living a good life, but deep down, this guy's like lonely and he's maybe like just rude to people. This guy may not get like 5 likes or something to say.
Right.
And he's like a good dude, like you meet him, or good girl, you meet him, and you're just like, wow, this person's really good. Like they're generous. And they're like, you know, they're like.
It just all like comes down to just comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
And I think like, and this even goes down to like what we're probably gonna name our podcast is like against the grain. You know,
Exactly.
you gotta go like when everyone's going one way, you gotta have the knowledge and the capability to take a step back and observe what's going on around you.
Exactly.
Instead of just being so caught up on being accepted wherever you're at, all of a sudden you're gonna end up in some job you don't like, hanging out with people you don't care about,
Exactly.
and thinking, how did I get here? Who's even really here for me?
Exactly.
Am I here because I'm being myself, or am I here just because I want these people to add me on their Instagram photo because they are very popular?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's just like a lot of people like it's like what, like the current.
It's the
You
current.
see someone jump in, and they just the current takes them.
Yeah.
And that's hard to get out of.
It is.
It's hard to change that thought process people have on a daily
Exactly. Because
basis.
when you go against the current, you're gonna hit everything that's going the opposite of you.
Yeah.
And people are gonna recognize you, and you're gonna get hate, and people don't like things that are different than them. It's weird. It's like a natural thing that human beings have. That like when something's out of the ordinary, they like don't know how to react sometimes.
So they just show hate.
Yeah, because it's the easiest thing to do.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's easy to just kind of put someone down because they're different. But if you look at anyone that's done anything different or went against the grain in life that we remember today, they're all people that did that weren't popular at the time. You look at like Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, all of these people that did big things at the time that they were alive, they were hated.
Oh,
People wanted them out, you know? And everyone's like, oh, if I was in their time, I would have loved them, or I would have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you really don't know that.
Exactly.
There.
Yeah, so like, I always kind of keep that in mind. Like, that's why I've been trying to spend a lot of time on myself lately.
Yeah.
And just really trying to think, like, who am I? You know?
What am I doing?
Yeah, what can I do to... And it's not always about you know what I mean? I think I get the most satisfaction when I'm helping other people and enabling other people.
Yeah, you get that. I feel like when I see someone that's hurt or like needs help and helping them, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, I feel like that's like the most like rewarding thing to see someone else like do good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why people always want to see people do bad. Like why the hate?
It's because they feel like they want to always have one step ahead of someone.
Yeah, but I'm like, this guy needs help. Like, just help him. No, I don't want to see people on the streets or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be generous.
People want to see you go. People don't want to see you rise above them.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's not good, man. Because if we don't do that and we constantly stay for ourselves, then we're gonna go nowhere.
Oh yeah, and especially like these past couple of weeks we're hanging out, dude, we're gonna try everything. Do like different things. Like last night, hot yoga.
Yup. It sounds goofy. Was that not one of the hardest things you've ever done?
Dude, I'm still sore.
Oh my gosh. We've been hot yoga. We've done
Hiking.
the deprivation tank.
Oh, dude, the deprivation tank.
The deprivation tank. There's a good spot in Albuquerque. Lumen Float.
Yeah.
It's right by UNM campus.
Yeah, right by the Taco Bell in UNM.
Yeah, and they have the biggest float cabins there.
Dude.
So like there's normal float tanks where it's kind of like, it's just a pod big enough to just fit you. But at Lumen Float, they have actual float cabins.
Yeah, and you could spread your feet.
Yeah, you don't touch the wall at all,
Yeah,
so you can completely just escape. And
I highly recommend the deprivation tank. Dude.
What did you think? Because it was your first time last week.
Yeah,
like,
did
you get a lot out of it?
Oh,
like,
dude, I got so much out of it. Like, I don't want to speak about personal life, but it was good.
So you left like
I left with weight off of me that it was just like, it was a trip too, like seeing a lot of colors that are not there, like your mind being in in a state where you could think and like not have anything else. Like,
for sure.
Like no lights, no phone, just you and your mind.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of feeling.
It's scary, dude.
Oh,
and that's why I tell people it's not for everyone, because you're forced to do nothing but think and reflect.
Yeah.
And some people, when they are by themselves, they have to look internally and they have to face their inner demons and think like, some people can't handle it.
And they freak out.
But I think they should. I think everyone should, because if you don't like conquer your own demons, and if you don't actually think about certain things that you're avoiding in life, it's just gonna weigh you down, dude.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, you're gonna carry it. Like, you're gonna carry it wherever you go.
Like, that's what my experience was. I was like, I felt like I went in carrying so much,
and
like my mind, I thought about it like thoroughly.
Yep.
Like thought about life, thought about this, thought about career choices, and then like you come out and you're just like at peace. Like, and you go drink your tea after.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how much, how vibrant like the colors are of everything around you?
Oh yeah.
Like it's weird, right? Don't you think like your senses are kind of heightened?
Yeah, you walk out and you feel like you have.
Like, have you ever seen Daredevil? Or like,
yeah.
When he hears everything and he's just like, and you're like, what the heck? You hear like birds chirping like a mile away.
It's like your Peter tingle, dude.
Yeah, it's like your Peter tingle. You're like, what is going on?
And you're just like, everything's just like.
But it's good. It's positive though. It's not scary.
No,
it's
like
not, you're like, whoa. You're like, I don't even want to look at a TV screen right now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I want to go look at go for a walk or something.
Yeah.
Without my headphones.
Exactly, just like go but it's kind of weird when you go out and like, cause it's like in the city kind of, and you hear all the lights.
It's weird, huh? When you're seeing this machine like going on like life.
Yeah.
Everyone's just so caught up in what they're doing, and it's almost like you're an outsider.
Yeah, you're just like.
And it's like you like escape the world for a little bit, and you come back like as a visitor, and you're like, what are these people doing?
And then we didn't even know which way we were going.
We didn't even.
We all your house is this way. We're going the opposite way.
Dude, we didn't even care where we were going. We're just like, I'm like, just drive, Brandon.
that day was a good day. Like hiking.
It was.
Hiking, saw a nice sized buck.
We did. We went for a good hike, huh? We went on the foothills of Sandia, and we climbed up about maybe 2 miles.
It was like 2 miles.
But it was up. Like once you got to the top, you could see everything.
It's pretty steep. Yeah, and it's like a nice tabletop.
Yeah.
Rock there, and you
for sure. I'm not gonna say where we went because it's a little secret spot. But
see the owls.
We run into John Jones, Holly Holmes sometimes.
Yeah, they always run that trail.
They do, huh?
Yeah.
In the Heights, that's like where.
That's what's
There's
crazy.
so many different places you can go off the foothills, off of Tramway.
That's what's crazy about Albuquerque, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have the mountains and then you have the city.
It's the best, dude.
It is the best.
I've like every time I travel to a different state and I go there, it's fun for like the first 2 days or whatever after you do the touristy stuff. But then when you're just like hanging out there, you're like, this kind of sucks.
Exactly. Like there's nothing else.
You're in Florida, your clothes are literally stuck to you, dude, and it's like raining every day. And like, you're at Disney World, you're having fun, dude. But like, as soon as you get out of the shower and your clothes just stick to you, dude, you're like, I don't want this. And then even California, man. I just got back from there, and you have to plan like 3 hours ahead of what you want to do. Whereas here, dude, we could just jump in the car and go to Jemez.
Oh yeah.
And go to the mountains, or we can we have Albuquerque. It's not like the biggest city, you know.
Yeah. But there's so much like I hate like I don't hate, but when someone says there's nothing to do here, there's always something to do.
There is.
You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like open yourself up to like new things. Like go to hot yoga, go to a deprivation tank, go hiking, or find something. You know, there's always something to find here.
For sure.
And like a lot of people will be like, I see on Twitter like, I hate it here. Like, I want to leave this cesspool and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Do they hate it here, or do they just hate what they're doing with their life?
That's a question for them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sparks up.
I think that's an easy escape to like, for why their life sucks.
Dude,
they're like, oh, it's because New Mexico, there's nothing here, there's no jobs, there's no nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can say that, and you can get away with that.
It's like the weak saying of it.
It's the easy way out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm gonna go to California and find something else, but it's gonna be the same over there, but overpopulated.
Exactly.
You know, so
people. That's why people like are always like, "Oh, I'm going to California, dude. I'm gonna go," like as if they're like going to pursue something like way better.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter where you're at, dude.
They don't.
And I've noticed every time I've gone to California, like we talk about like groups that like stay in their own bubble, and they all. So in California, everyone tries to be so hipster.
They all look the same.
They're all the same, dude.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like they're like, oh, like we're like Urban Outfitters, you know what I mean? Like they're all look like, and they're all like, I'm not kidding you, like all wear Carhartt beanies, all wear Champion shirts, and nothing against that. Dude, I've been rocking Carhartt since I was 5 years old, bro, wearing Wranglers, helping my dad throw hay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, like, and they're all together, and they're all wearing the same thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I could care less.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying the mentality is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like, I don't know, they're like, they just do their same thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's what I see from an outside point, like perspective. But like, it could be different.
Yeah.
That's just from looking at different things.
Yep. And like you and me are both like so much against the grain that like we'll stop doing something that we like just because everyone's doing it.
Dude, exactly, yeah.
Like I used to love wearing those t-shirts that like have bright flowers and just crazy like whatever. Like that was just what I like to wear. And then this year, what do you see everywhere?
The vibrant.
Everyone's wearing them, and I had to stop wearing them, dude. I even though my closet's filled with them, I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm gonna just go back to the past.
Or like, yeah, like we'll just like stop something right now and just be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like he called me 9 or 7:30 last night.
Yep.
And hot yoga, and I was like, oh, in the morning, I'll see you in the morning. He's all, no, tonight.
Let's go.
I was all down. All right, let's go.
See, we have that same type of like lifestyle, dude.
Yeah.
We don't like to have our whole month planned out, even though it's good. Yeah, big trips, plan them out.
Yeah.
But we like to. I don't know. Like I'm the type of guy like I don't like making plans for Friday on a Monday.
Exactly. A lot of things changes during the week.
Yeah, and then what if on Friday you make these plans and you just don't feel like doing that?
Exactly.
And then you're obligated.
And you find it. Yeah, and then you have to find an excuse. Hey, bro.
Twisted my neck. I broke my back. What kind of break is it? Spinal.
No, you're like,
oh.
Yeah, bro, like my dog's sick or something, you know? Like,
Yeah, something stupid. Everyone's like, dude, your dog's sick every week.
yeah, well, I'm talking to you. Like, you know,
Bro, it's the water.
but, like, you know what's crazy? A lot of things I think it's crazy is like the unexpected nights are the best nights.
Yeah.
Like the nights where you just like, let's just do something random. Nothing
For
planned
sure.
out. You know, like those are the ones you remember.
Mm-hmm.
They turn crazy.
They do, man. Especially growing up in a small town. You and I are blessed to have those memories.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? We're the last generation before like iPads, all that.
Like
we were forced to go outside. I remember whenever we would stay at Martin, whenever I would be at Martin's house.
Yeah.
Shout out to Martin Peralta.
Yeah.
You would show up at his house at like 6 a.m., dude, like on a Saturday, and you're like knocking, dude, knocking, and me and Martin are like, what? And you're like, let's play football. And I'm like, oh, this kid bugs. And then sure enough, dude, like we would go outside and we'd have the best day ever.
Yeah.
We'd be playing all day. We'd get the four-wheeler stuck.
Dude,
A dog pit bull would chase us down the ditch bank, dude. One of us got taken out, but
Just flip the formula and come back to our parents, dude.
dude, I was always hurt. I feel so sorry for my family because I was in the hot. Like looking back, I was always hurt for flipping the four-wheeler,
Yeah.
getting rammed by a bull. wrestling, car
Yeah.
accidents, like, and we were, I don't know, like, I always say I'm the black sheep of the family because I'm one of those guys, and you're kind of the same, dude. We kind of have to learn the hard way sometimes.
Yeah, you have to.
You know, we're so against the grain that, like, when people tell us to do something, even if it's like someone that wants the best for us, like our parents,
Yeah.
we still question it.
Yeah, like,
And we're like, they don't know, you know. I think my way's better.
like they don't know what I'm going through, really. Like,
Yeah.
so maybe I can only.
I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm invincible.
Exactly.
And then you end up making that mistake.
And then you have to go read what, and then they just give you that look.
Yeah.
Like, I told you.
But that's how I think that's the best, like how we found out who really cares about us is like the
Exactly,
people
yeah.
that. Now looking back, like a lot of the things that your parents told you,
Are true.
yeah, you
Yeah.
know,
And
it's kind of scary because I'm like, dang, I'm getting to that age where I could have kids
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have to be that figure in someone's life, and it's gonna be hard, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't know, you want them to just live this life, you know, and you don't
Exactly.
want them to get hurt, you don't want them to.
To make the decisions we made.
But if you don't let them get exposed to things, like my parents, they let me mess up. Like they didn't
Yeah, my
hold me
parents
away
did.
from the world.
Yeah, exactly. Like
They installed God in my heart, and I always know that that's what's good. And I thank God that I'm always grounded, like in the Bible and stuff
yes,
like that.
Yes. Dude, yeah.
And don't you think that's helped you out, like
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
life? Like when
Yes,
you mess
dude.
up, you always go back to that.
Yeah, and then like what's crazy like is like you always feel convicted.
Yeah.
You always feel like you know you're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's always I'm wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And you go back into the word or you listen to like a worship song or something and you're just like, oh
Yeah.
you know, like you're like I'm wrong, I messed up, and you have to just follow, move forward, and God's
And-
grace.
Exactly, dude. I think that's what's helped us out so much and what will help anyone out is acknowledging their mistakes.
Yeah.
And learning from them.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you don't if you don't ever acknowledge your mistakes, if you're always
Yeah.
right, like how we were talking about earlier, you're never gonna grow.
You'll
I know
never
some
grow up.
people that do the same thing every weekend and the same outcome.
Oh,
It's like an
yeah.
equation that they're repeating,
Yeah,
and they're stuck in this like cycle, dude.
and then there'll be people checking them and they're like, nah, F you, we don't need you, you know, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's like, come on guys, it's not working. If
Yeah.
that equation's not working, listen to someone else or
For
you know,
sure.
or change it up, even though it's hard. Like
Yeah.
change is hard,
It is.
you know, but like
Any
get through
change
it.
is hard, bro.
Even the littlest change in your life is like it'll make a difference.
Mhm.
You know?
But
What
you
can
gotta
do?
just constantly make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like us, like the stuff we've been doing, like it sounds like, oh, they're doing hot yoga and doing all this, but dude, it takes a lot of courage to get out there and do weird stuff like
It
that.
is. It does.
And-
Like you go to places and you're new and you're just like these people are looking at me like
Yeah.
like I don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
And it
And to
kinda
do
discourages
stuff by
you.
yourself too.
Exactly. Yeah.
People can't go anywhere by themselves.
Yeah.
I know some people that they can't do anything by themselves. Like they can't go to the mall. Like just to go to the mall and go buy a shirt, they need to have like a partner with them.
Yeah.
For I don't know why. Like they care so much about being alone, and that people are gonna be like, look at that person shopping by themselves, or look at
Yeah. Exactly. And honestly, sometimes I like just going to a coffee shop alone, or go to the mall alone,
Yeah.
or driving alone. You know, like I don't know, like you gotta just think to
Mhm.
yourself, and like
Mhm.
we talk to ourselves the most, anyways.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
so like. I don't know why I see people at the coffee shops with like 4 different groups, and then you'll see one person, or like a group of like 3 people. Alone,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And shout out to Michael Thomas. Remember, before we were talking about this podcast, we had one of the crazy Albuquerque people come.
Yeah, we were just talking about the podcast. Like we were just having coffee and just talking.
Yeah.
And I think Lindsay was with us, and
Yeah,
it was
Lindsay.
right before church.
Yeah, it
And
was.
we were just I think we were just telling Lindsay like what we were thinking about doing. And what happened? We mentioned Joe Rogan or something, and that guy's
Yeah.
like, "Don't just say Joe Rogan. Tag him in it. Tag him with
Yeah.
what you're saying."
Dude, nasty.
And then he just comes to our
nasty.
table and he's like, let me give you some advice. He's like, you got a pen? Start writing this down. And he just started giving us all this stuff.
He's like,
And it was coming, like, he was trying to help us, but it was like in an arrogant way.
yeah, like I know better than everyone.
Here, say this right now. Do this right now. And we're
Yeah.
like, dude, we're just talking.
Yeah,
okay?
We're just at a coffee shop.
If we're ready to do this right now, we would be doing it.
Exactly.
We don't need someone to like, hey, here, do this. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna do it when we're ready and we want
That was
to.
weird. He wouldn't leave us alone after like
He's
we
like,
shake him.
He just
hand.
wanted our money. He was a scammer, right?
Yeah, he was like, Venmo me $20. And I'm like,
So give me $20 and I'll do the whole thing for you right now.
I don't know.
I'm like, I'll give you $20 to leave us the hell alone.
Yo, turn back around and go do whatever
I'm like,
you're doing,
bro, go take a shower.
Ugh. But that's also a bad thing about. That's the bad thing about Albuquerque. There's some
Yeah.
rough people here, dude.
For sure.
But it gives us character.
It's entertaining.
It is. Go walk on down
Now that
Central.
I'm living in Albuquerque, I'm starting to like recognize like all these characters, all these crazy people. They have like designated areas. It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
territories.
It is.
Like there's this crazy creepy lady that like lives like on this corner,
That's her corner.
and it's funny, dude. Because
Better
like
not touch it.
yeah. I'll be driving by like midday, right, and I'll see her like with her sign like
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
every day. That's like her job. And then I'll go do whatever I'm doing, and I'll drive back around at like 8 p.m. when it's like already kind of dark.
Yeah.
Dude, she's hanging onto the pole, bro, all trash, dude. She doesn't even have a sign anymore. Every day.
Every day. Dude.
So she'll just get enough money to get a bottle, go slam it, and then just trash.
Yeah.
Just black out.
Yeah, there's some. Just go walk down
It's sad,
Central.
dude. It's
It
sad.
is
It's
sad.
meant. There is. I think a lot of these people do have mental illness problems,
And
and
also the decisions they made too.
yeah, but you know,
But you still gotta love them.
you still gotta love them, dude. You can't. It's like funny to laugh at them and
It is,
stuff,
yeah.
but they're human beings. And I think when we drive by, we're like, look at those people. Like, as if they're not
Yeah.
even real souls.
Exactly. Like it's just like we drive. It's like normal. Like, we just drive by them every day.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of like statues to us.
They're people like us, me and you. Like, let's say you messed up, Brandon, and you started making really bad decisions, and you were just doing. You would have enough community of people to
Sure.
like help you
Lift me
get back
up.
on your feet.
Yeah.
These are people that probably have no one.
And
You
when
know what
they
I
do
mean?
mess up,
They can't just go
they
to
have
their
no-
auntie's house and be like, Auntie, could I stay here for a week? Like, they probably don't have any of that.
No.
And some of it probably might be from decisions they've made in the past. Like,
Yeah.
they've probably cut off all those bridges.
Yeah.
Whereas, that's a perfect example of why you should never burn a bridge, dude.
Yeah.
Even if it's someone you don't like, you still gotta be, like, nice to them.
Yeah. And even, yeah. Kind of kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's some people that are like, I don't care, I'll tell people what I want, and I'm gonna do things my way. And if they don't like it, then they could kiss my... Like, those people that have that attitude...
They don't work, they have nobody
Yeah.
in a way. Like you may have friends, so-called friends, but when stuff hits the fan, it's like
Mm-hmm.
who do
You
I
don't
look
want to
to?
be alone,
You
dude.
don't. Yeah.
You don't want to be...
Like
It's cool to, like we're saying, we're promoting, like, yeah, do stuff on your own. It's
Yeah.
okay to go out. But you also need community.
exactly.
You need that balance.
That's the hard part. People don't know that balance. Like some people will be too much alone and don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
And there's some people that just want to be with everyone all the time. you
Yeah.
know?
For sure.
It's like, but that's the hard part. Is like that balance, dude. When you find that balance, it goes good. You know.
Just
but-
learn how to snowboard, bro. And all your problems will go away.
I hope we get a good snow season this year, dude.
We will.
We better.
Last year was the best we've
Dude,
ever had.
Last year was so good, and I was gone for most of it, dude. But
I
good
think
thing-
the last time I went was like April.
Yeah, that's when we no, we didn't go last.
Maybe
time.
the end of March, huh?
No, I went in April.
Did you?
I went in April. Yeah.
Okay, maybe
right
it
before
was.
my friend left to Korea.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
It was fun. Remember we got to get out to Colorado a couple times?
Dude, that was Wolf Creek, dude. Dude, that trip was wild.
We went on a cabin trip to Wolf Creek.
It got
2
tried.
days, just went hard. We had a bunch of friends with us.
That was a
They're
good.
all really good too, so
Yeah.
it made it more fun.
Yeah.
And we're talking like powder up to your hips, huh?
If you fall, you're not. Good luck.
If you don't know how to ride on a wheelie, done.
skirt, you're gonna be losing. You're gonna be shoveling yourself out.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I think that's the worst, bro.
Yep.
That's the worst when you have to.
This was my first like season back.
I know. Yeah.
You know, I haven't snowboarded
How did it
in
feel?
like maybe 3 years.
Feel good.
Yeah, I felt really good.
Get back on it.
Yeah, I had a brand new board, had my health back. I was out of commission for a while. I got in an injury and I had to go through some surgeries and deal through some
Yeah,
hardships.
You went through a lot. through
Talk
this.
about overcoming stuff. I had to really like
dig deep.
dig deep, man. It was
Yeah.
I reached a point in my life where my health was so bad that it was hard for me to stay motivated.
Yeah.
And I had to I went from being active, doing this, I was going to school, working, being an intern, doing all this stuff, and then just breaks, dude.
Yeah. It shattered right in front
Yeah,
of
I
you. It feels like-
injured myself really bad snowboarding.
Yeah.
Well, you know this, but for
Yeah.
those of you guys that don't know, I was in Colorado and Durango, and I wasn't even airing. It was an icy day. We probably shouldn't even have been shredding. Like, it was borderline, like, just ice skating, basically.
Yeah.
And I was buttering. So for those of you guys that don't know what buttering is you're just spinning really fast on the ice. And I was kind of getting cocky, and I had my hands to my side, and I caught edge, and I just smacked the ice, dude. My hands I couldn't even react. It was just like, boom, 30 miles an hour. And like, I just slid like 30 feet, and it was weird because I even though I got hurt, I've been more hurt, I felt like.
Yeah, it didn't hurt that.
Yeah, I've like fallen and my shoulders chipped, and I'm like, oh, like I've went through stuff like that. But I shredded the rest of the day, dude. And then once I defrosted, I was like, something ain't right.
Yeah.
My ribs were like hurting. My stomach was hurting. And so long story short, they had to take out 6 of my ribs.
Jesus.
6 of my floating ribs. They had gotten disconnected.
Jesus,
my floating ribs got disconnected from my spine, kind of, partially. And so what was causing me so much pain is because the ribs were disconnected, they were hooking in.
It was crazy.
You know how like your fingernails grow and they start to hook all weird? That was what my ribs were doing.
There's like nothing for ribs, dude. You just have to.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to like wait it out. Like that's when people break ribs or what you went through.
I know.
Like.
And they didn't. X-rays didn't show it because they were floating ribs.
Yeah.
So with floating ribs, they're not like really bone. They're more like cartilage.
Yeah.
And so when they did it, they're like, oh, they're not broken. You know what I mean? And so I went like almost 3 years straight. And I even had a hiatal hernia. I had to get stomach surgery. Talk about like a progress, man. And this whole time I'm just like, like I need to go.
Yeah.
Like I had to quit my internship. I had a good business job.
Yeah.
And I had to quit it. And I had to like literally nurse my health back. And I stayed going to school. Luckily, I was able to get my bachelor's still. I was able to, once I had like all that free time, I started coaching wrestling.
Yeah.
And it was kind of rehabilitating. I'm still the coach now, dude. Like it's crazy how God puts you through these things, like
to show you, like it shows you what you can do when you're down, you know?
Yeah.
Like God will put you in certain situations that will grow. Like you maybe you don't want to be there, you wanted that intern job still.
Yeah.
But God put you here because he knew you were going to make, like, dude, you made an impact in that wrestling's program, dude. All those kids love you. And they're tearing it up, dude. Like, dude, they're tearing it up, dude.
Bolan is like a source of energy for just wrestlers, tough kids. Yeah. You know, you get these kids that have these rough lives outside of the room, and some of them don't even have dads. And they just go in there and they don't, you know, they're just vessels of potential.
Exactly, and like I feel bad for someone like in high school, like you would see them walking, dude, like no one to pick them up for practice, no one, you know. Yeah, it hurts, and those are the best kids. Those are the best wrestlers, dude.
Yep.
And they're like, damn, like look at them.
Yep. It's fun,
it's
man.
nasty, dude.
It's cool, and honestly, that's probably one of my biggest sources of
the reward
inspiration.
Is good. I bet the reward.
I go to practice and I leave and I like learn more from these kids, and I just see how they act. I like put myself like just that age of innocence.
Yeah.
And it's so pure, you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking like I need to keep that in their life, and I need to like kind of shape them and teach them what's right and what's wrong while they're still young, because that's when stuff sticks with you the most.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people like in football, like when I was playing in high school and stuff, like your coaches are like one of the biggest influences. You may not think it, you might hate the coach.
Yeah.
But you're with them every day during the season.
They're like your second dad.
Exactly. And like you listen, if you're gonna listen to what you're gonna do on the mat, like when you're like double leg, single leg, you know, they listen to you, and then they're gonna listen to you about life, and you're teaching them about adversity, because wrestling's tough.
Talk about going against the grain.
Wrestling is very tough.
It is. You know, it's one of those sports that it's a one-on-one sport, right?
Yeah.
So like when you go out there and you actually compete, you can't look at anyone else to help you. It forces you to go through battles in life by yourself at a young age. And like it's not like a sport whereas if you lose, it's like, oh, okay, you know. It breaks your pride, dude. Like when you get hurt, like when you first lose and get your butt slammed, you go against that kid that's been wrestling way longer than you and just freaking boom, drops you on your head. You're like, you don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you wanna like, you need to like control your anger. You wanna like let all these emotions out.
Yeah.
And I think that's like what helped me like learn how to just make mistakes and lose like at a young age and learn.
Because when you're looking up on your back, you're just like, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
like it's like in life, like where do I go next? You know, like,
Yep.
where am I gonna go next? Like I've fallen straight on my back.
Yep. Are you gonna run away and quit, or are you gonna go back to practice and improve?
And then you'll see like that kid from one loss and just had a whole different mindset. Like I'm gonna win, and then you'll see those kids like they need like a little bit more time than like just go and like
exactly
heck with this tournament, you know?
Yep.
Like, I already lost. Like
dude, I have a kid. Like I literally had to beg him to finish his first tournament. Like he got slammed his first match. Poor kid, dude. His first year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's out there and you first get out there and you're kind of shy.
Yeah.
And it was up for him to wrestle. You know, it's like 2 and out, and he would not come, dude. He was just broken. And I'm like, you need to get down here and finish.
Yeah.
You need to. I know it's hard. Dude, 2 years later, this kid is like going all over the country, traveling, going to different wrestling camps. He took state last year.
Yeah.
Just from like that one moment, dude, there's that moment of like he could have went that way and never came back.
Yeah.
But just because he went out there and I think he even got spanked again, dude. And he stayed with it, like he grew so much more.
Yeah, and at that age they don't realize it until they look back when they're a little bit older.
Exactly.
Like it's just like for like a little kid or like a junior wrestler, it's just like I lost, like, you know, and then like they look back and like, well, look what I did. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I lost this match, but I came back full circle in the year and I beat him in state or something, you know?
For sure.
And like that gives them the biggest confidence boost to get better and learn the sport more.
Exactly,
and
man.
it transfers to life.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
I don't know about sports these days. I don't know. I feel like everyone shouldn't get a medal, dude. I don't know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, because it takes away like the drive.
It does.
If there's no reward, if there's no competition, if everyone's, I mean, I hate to say it, like and I get it, like they want everyone to be equal. They don't want no one to be, but that's almost like socialism.
Yeah, in a way.
Like, oh, you can only go this far, and once you hit this wall, that's it.
Exactly.
You know, there's no reason to be anything special.
But
we'll keep you here, and everyone's equal.
Like in sports, like as humans, we're all equal, right?
Yeah.
But in sports, I don't think you're not going to be equal to someone. Someone's always going to be better, or you're going to be worse than someone.
Yeah.
That's sports. Like you have to.
That's how it grows.
Yeah, exactly. That's how
because
people get
someone
better.
beats that person that beat them, then that person picks up a new technique, and then they keep on going.
Exactly.
You don't want to keep everyone suppressed.
Yeah.
I remember whenever I was in high school for our state tournament, they decided to take away the podium. Wow. And so there's no podium. Even if you took state, everyone stands like equal. And I don't even think they even gave gold medals. I really think they gave everyone the same medal.
Just with a different color?
I think the winner got a bracket. And I'm like, this is stupid, dude. Like, we're catering to, we're not improving. And it's like we become so afraid to like hurt people's feelings with losing that we're disabling everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing the opposite. We really are. It's basically the same thing as you raising a kid and like keeping him in this box to where he never fails, but he like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's okay. Oh no, protect him. And then he hits the real life, dude, and he just gets crushed.
The first thing,
Crushed. Doesn't know how to keep a job because he can't handle his boss telling him that he screwed up and he needs to improve. He can't take that like confrontation, or he can't hold a relationship because he doesn't know how to like please anyone other than himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that.
Yeah, and he can't like. He only thinks about himself more than others. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, how can I care for this person? You know. And it's kind of crazy. Like nothing wrong with like private schools.
Yeah.
But, like when you see private schools come out to college, dude, you're like.
You could just tell.
Yeah.
I'm all, you're homeschooled, weren't you?
Just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Like they felt like they're like a little bit sheltered more. And,
Yeah.
Like, they get into like something like they're free.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always the case, but like,
dude,
sometimes you could see that.
Exactly. I was almost put in like one of those schools. Like in middle school, my mom wanted me to go to like this half homeschool. I don't even know, dude.
Is it like the family school?
Yeah, it was like a family school, and I lucked out. Like they had reached their limit to where they couldn't accept no more, so I had to go to like the public land school. To the hood, dog.
To the V-town, dude.
Yeah, I had to gain my reps on the street, dude. Had to get in those fights, dude.
Street Jesus.
Street Jesus, bro. I had to baptize everyone.
Dude,
growing up like in our town, if anyone ever makes it from our town or does something, talk about like everyone says started from the bottom, but like where we grew up, New Mexico is the lowest state for education. Belen, which is in New Mexico where we grew up, is the highest city for home invasions in the whole state of New Mexico. Damn. So you're really narrowing the bar.
Yeah.
And this is where we started. So talk about having all the odds against you. That's why I don't get mad or like look down on people that are still stuck in that lifestyle, because that's all that they know.
Yeah, they don't know.
If they don't, like, thank God we have good families, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
It does, yeah.
That's why I'm so all about like family life and keeping those people around you, because
you have to.
Yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with why we kind of got out of there a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's why I coach only in Belen. Like I live in Albuquerque, but I refuse to coach any of these privileged kids because my heart goes out to where I came from.
Yeah,
and there's just so much potential in those kids.
And you want to see your town do better.
Yeah, I want these kids to have an opportunity to make it out like I did, and at least have like some type of guidance.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think it's like as New Mexico as whole. Too. Yeah. Like everyone like, oh, are you a state? Like, you know, like you guys are a state. You're not from New Mexico. Like, yes, we're part of the state. You know, like
it's stupid.
Anyone from New Mexico, if you travel somewhere, like you know, like there's this one time I went to California where I was, let's see. 7th grade, 8th grade? No, 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
6th grade or 7th grade. And we're driving, dude. Got on a long day of Disneyland and did the whole 9 yards. We were leaving we're going back to the hotel about midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And we pulled over, dude. The cop sees sees the license plate from Mexico. On the intercom, he's not saying, he doesn't start speaking English. He starts speaking Spanish to us.
Are you kidding me?
No, dude.
What was you guys just speeding or what?
Yeah, no. Ralph dropped his phone. So he was like swerving a little bit. So he started speaking to us, and
he just automatically
like Spanish. He comes up to the car, and Ralph's like, sorry sir, I don't know what you're. I don't speak Spanish. Like I'm not fluent in it. Like and the cop's like, oh really? Like thankfully he just let us off with a warning. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like.
Exactly. Dude, Belen is the new Compton.
No, I don't know about that.
It's going to be.
It's going to be.
We're going to put some rappers on the map. We're going to make it.
Dude, but Garrett's not bad. Dude, Garrett O'Connor, dude.
Garrett O'Connor?
Shout out to Garrett O'Connor. He's good, dude.
Pretty good rapper?
He's good.
Cool, man. There's another one of my friends that's actually really good. His name is Matt Torsman.
You were telling me about him.
But his rapper name is Fatso.
Good.
Fatso? Yeah, look him up. He's actually really good, and he has a pretty big following. He has probably one of the coolest tattoos I've ever seen on his back. So he has a full mural of Walter White holding money, but it's his whole back. And it looks so legit, dude. I'm like, this guy's making it. Just from that tattoo.
No, that's just trademark.
I'm like, that's it, dude. Yeah.
Especially like, talking about music. Cudi, dude. Got the Cudi.
For sure. Kid Cudi's probably our favorite artist that we like kind of have in common. Me and you like every type of music though.
Yeah, we're listening to Revolution. We got some reggae going. We got some Duran Jones and the Indications.
Yup. Then we're always sharing. You're one of my friends that I'm like, I probably constantly share music with.
Yeah, always. Here's a link on YouTube or
on
Twitter.
Every time I hear a song I like, link it to Brandon.
Save with him.
Because I know you'll actually listen to it and you'll digest it.
Yeah.
Some people don't do that.
They just click it and just like.
Or I don't know. What the music you share with me, actually. Yeah. We just have the same taste, I guess. Yeah. Because I've had some people be like, oh yeah, I like music too. And then they'll send me a song and it's like, what is number one pop hit from like Cardi B. I'm like, oh wow, this is very original.
I know, but like finding like different artists is cool. You know, different sounds. Like it makes you think.
It changes your perspective. It's like if you hear that certain song that day and you're doing something, it like helps you view the world in a different way. It's almost like putting on a new set of shades and you like see the world in a different way. It's cool.
Exactly. Especially like just like Cudi, dude. Like
Cudi's probably one of my favorite artists because he kind of stands. What made him who he is kind of like what this podcast is stemming from, like against the grain. Like Kid Cudi was, I think, one of the first rap artists to make it from YouTube alone.
Oh yeah, he came up in that
He didn't have
time.
no radio hit, and then everyone knew who he was. He had such a big underground following before he even came out with Day and Night.
Yeah.
And since Day and Night, that's been his only song that's made it to the radio. But yet he's one of the biggest names
Yeah.
just from being underground alone.
Exactly. Like
And-
he just did it his way.
Exactly. And he went against the grain, and like he knows that the songs he makes aren't gonna make it on the radio.
Oh yeah.
Because the type of songs that make it to the radio are, I guess the only way I could just say it is like they're easy to listen to.
They're easy to listen to, and it's more like, what is it now? 808, like the 808 drums, like the
Like what's a song
the
like
beat.
an example?
everything's like almost has like the same bass line of a beat.
Yeah.
It's the same like now it's the 808 drums you know, here in the
Mhm.
back, or like it's like the mumble rap thing. Like cool, like there's some songs that
But
you
they
can
all
just
sound
listen
the
to.
same.
Exactly, and then like it's like the wave will come and go, and there's like by like what we'll say like next summer the sound's gonna be totally different. You know?
Yeah. Well, because it's gonna take one artist to do something different,
Yeah.
and then everyone's just gonna jump on that wave.
Exactly. Like
One artist's gonna have one style, everyone's gonna jump on that wave.
and like it's cool to see some artists like that do their own thing,
Mhm.
their own way, and still like have that strong following and just like I want to put in what I want.
Yeah.
Because it's still like, because I feel like now a lot of artists like they're making art, but sometimes it's not what they are doing. Like it's not what they want to do. Sometimes it's just for like the money.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's some artists out there like Cudi.
One hit wonders. It's like
Yeah.
the artists that are real, that actually make music that's like the reason why their career has longevity is because they kind of just do something different every year,
And
and they
they're
do what they want to
Yeah,
do.
they're not doing it for the paycheck.
Exactly.
They're doing it because like they feel like they could reach certain people, or they could,
Mm-hmm.
like Kendrick, one of my favorite artists. People know that.
Who's Kendrick? I've never heard of him. Just kidding.
Or like Kanye, dude. Everyone hates Kanye. Like not hates him, but like thinks he does.
Uh-huh.
But he's one of the most.
He's influential.
Yeah, he's
Whether you hate him or love him, he's
makes one
influential.
of the most. Like, he makes the best beats. He always has a well body of work, and he's been in it for like forever.
Mhm.
He's been in it.
If you look at his albums that he's made, every single album that's came out, everyone like doesn't like it at first, or they don't
Yeah.
accept it. And then like honestly, it's crazy. Like years later, there's artists that are making that same style, and you
Yeah.
know where it stemmed from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, okay, now it's okay to like that because everyone likes it. But at the
Exactly.
time, they didn't want to
Oh
accept it.
God, what is this?
Like 808s and Heartbreaks.
Oh, that's a good album.
That sound right now is like what's like.
Yeah.
I mean, like some of our favorite artists now, like the younger artists, like the newer generation,
Yeah.
stemmed from these guys like Cudi,
Oh yeah.
Kanye, even Kendrick.
Even Travis
Like
Scott says,
Travis Scott
says Cudi was.
is his biggest influential.
Oh yeah.
Who else is really big right now that we like? Jaden Smith
Oh Cudi. That's Cudi all day.
from Cudi. And I don't think it's necessarily his sound, but I think it's just the way that they create music.
It's the way they attack the process is like Cudi.
Yeah.
Like you could hear a little bit of like the Cudi sound, like if you listen to like from like what is it, Man on the Moon. You
Mhm.
can kind of hear like that space sound in
Mhm.
Jaden a little bit, not
Mhm.
like crazy.
And then
loud.
you hear the sonic sounds.
yeah,
The auto-tune sounds
Yeah.
that Kanye had in 808s and Heartbreaks, that Travis Scott, he doesn't copy him, but he like birthed his own style from that
yeah,
inspiration.
exactly. Yeah,
And that's why they're succeeding, because they're not exactly copying them, but they took what they liked from them
and they twisted it into their own.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
how I think we should like be in life, dude. When someone gives you, everyone has someone to offer, or everyone has something to offer.
Oh yeah,
Every person, every conversation you have is potential growth for you.
it is like
Even if it's just simple, like asking someone how their day is, they could offer
Yeah.
like some knowledge or something that you didn't have
Well,
before.
I was with someone and on lunch, and like, well, why did you say why did you tell the cashier like, why have a good day, or like how was your day? It's because sometimes people are having a bad day,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, well, just talk to someone. Needs someone to just talk to them, or someone thinks like they care,
Yeah,
or like like that could change someone's whole day.
yeah. So that person might be contemplating suicide that day.
Exactly,
And they're
it's
like, not
why
a
do
single
they-
soul in this world cares about me.
Exactly, and until someone comes up and is like, it's like not awkward to go talk to someone.
Mhm.
It's not awkward for you to go say, how are you doing? Even if it's a stranger, because you don't know what their day is.
Yeah,
So what, you get blown off, you're just trying to help somebody else.
exactly.
And a lot of people, like, they get like, Well, I think it's now too technology. Like we don't talk to it. Like
Everyone's isolated.
everyone, yeah, we don't talk to like people face to face, eye to eye. Like, now it's just more like DMs or Snapchat.
Yeah,
text.
like I've seen people like DM someone that's like in the same room as them
Yeah,
instead of just going up to and talking. You know?
Hey, what's up? Like, you know, like it's like I feel like I'd rather have someone come talk to me, or I go up to talk to someone, you know, because you can see emotions, you can see like it's like real, like we all need human interaction.
Exactly.
Like, if you don't have it, like
It's practice, dude. It takes practice.
It
That's
does.
why
Oh,
some
yeah.
people are so afraid of it because they haven't had contact with anyone in so long, so they know once they talk to someone they're gonna be socially awkward.
yeah,
And so it's almost like they keep avoiding it because they know, and the longer that they keep avoiding conversations and stuff, the weirder they get. Nothing against being weird.
No.
Like I am the weirdest guy you'll ever
No,
meet.
yeah, we're all weird. It's like we're all weird, but it's like I think they think too much about what this person's gonna think than what actually is gonna happen. You know, it's like this person's gonna. It's like going through the same thing you do. It's like, you know what I'm saying. Just go say hi. So what? I think it is also confidence too, in like the way people think nowadays.
Yeah,
For you have to have confidence to go talk to someone.
And
No
people are
matter who it
mean
is.
too, dude. People
Yeah.
are rude. So
And,
like,
like you could see like someone like get the hell away from me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I don't want to talk to anybody else. You know, I'm good right here.
well, I tried to make friends today. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
I tried to be nice.
Yeah, it's like weird, huh? It's like weird. It's just I think
I-
everything's weird. Dude.
I'm like so like comfortable with who I am like now, and I know you are, that like I wanna like have like social experiments, like awkward conversations, just to
Yeah.
see how people react.
Yeah, because like
Like, what was one thing I did the other day? Oh, whenever we were in Vegas,
Yeah.
we were in Vegas, and I had a jersey on that was
yeah,
Warriors
yeah.
jersey,
Warriors jersey.
big old Warriors jersey, right? And it was whenever the Warriors were going against the Raptors. It was like that week, and
Yeah.
and all these Warrior fans were coming up to me, and they're like, "Dude, sick shirt! I love the Warriors." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, you do?" And they're like, "Yeah, don't you?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I want the Raptors to win." While I'm wearing a Warriors jersey, and just
Probably just looking at you.
their wires, they're just trying to like make sense of what they just heard. And like I want to laugh, but I'm like just trying to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, dude.
It's just,
Like,
yeah, like people just like. What?
and then that person's probably gonna have like something funny to talk about the rest of the day. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I saw this idiot wearing a Warriors jersey
Yeah, exactly.
for
Like
the Raptors.
he's going for the Raptors. Maybe just like Steph Curry or something. But like, society, like people are just like we're all weird, dude, in our own ways.
Yep.
Like just go outside and just like watch people. Like
We need
just
to be weirder. Let's push the limits.
You gotta, dude. You gotta push limits. You gotta go try everything new. I want to see. Dude, I want to see Kanye when he's recording, dude. Just to see what he looks like.
He's probably in the studio just hitting things on the wall, just making weird sounds. Probably has his daughter North like hitting the keyboard, like just making weird stuff.
Saint is in there too, dude. Just yeah, but I think Jaden. I think he's gonna be the next big thing.
How can you not though, dude? He's this is the son of Will Smith.
Yeah, but I feel like still a lot of people.
I
Still
know.
sleep
I
on
know.
him,
He
dude.
needs to. People need to get over that he's Will Smith's son and accept him just what he is different.
Yeah, like-
Because he's not like. It's not like he's riding his dad's wave.
He's not.
He's not even doing movies. He's not. I mean, yeah, his dad made music, but it's not like he's doing the same thing.
Exactly. It's like I think people are just been like, oh, his music maybe subpar or whatever.
Yeah, they're so weird, bro. Oh, like
he has
he's just
pink
Will.
hair.
He's so entitled. It's Will Smith's son.
But like, listen to like even like follow him in real life, like the things he does, like that I Love You truck. He's just giving food out to homeless people.
That's cool.
You
I didn't know
what
that.
You didn't see that? Yeah, he's just doing that. Like he has a truck. It's like a black like food truck. It says I love you on the side.
Dang,
There's a picture of just all kinds of homeless people. And he even posted it. Somebody else did.
that's cool.
And like, there's an interview. I forget who it was with. And they tried to get him. Like, they tried to like set him up. And he's just
What do you
like,
mean? Like with bad publicity or something?
yeah. And he's like, will you give to our charity and stuff? Like, he's like, oh yeah, like when, where, like, I'll do whatever. And like, they had nothing planned for him. So
They
they
were
kind of
just
look like
seeing,
idiots. Yeah. He's like, so where do I give? Like, how? Like, just trying to set him up on camera, you know?
Dude, people do anything just to get reactions sometimes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Have you seen those people that are like going into like stores like Walmart and they're getting the ice cream and licking the top of it?
Yeah, like,
and they're putting it back.
what the hell's wrong with people, dude? Like,
What is that serving and like what good is that doing anywhere? That's disgusting. That's just doing something just to get a reaction.
What was that video on Twitter? There's a guy spitting in something.
And they're like,
spitting
haha,
in-
look at, I'm not afraid. Look.
Well,
And you see that girl that was burping on everyone's food or all over the stuff, all over the items in Walmart?
No.
She was grabbing like salsa. She's like, like a gross chick burping on it.
Oh.
She's like burping all over your salsa, burping all over your chips, and I'm like, what the? What's going on? Like, someone loved this girl because obviously she's like
going crazy.
she's dark. She's gross. She's dark. She's like a walking creature.
Like, what makes you just go into Walmart and be like, I'm just gonna go like lick ice cream and burp on someone's salsa? Like, why do you?
I don't know, Brandon. People are crazy, dude.
They need to hit the deprivation tank, dude. There you go, church.
Something.
Dude, shoot.
Well,
I think this concludes it, dude.
I think this concludes it, man. I'm glad we got to hang out.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go. I don't even know what we're gonna do.
Maybe hit up the city.
Play some Mortal Kombat.
What's that fest today?
Go hiking. Today's Summerfest.
Summerfest.
Maybe go
downtown
get
Knoxville.
a turkey leg.
Dude, that sounds good.
All right, guys.
All right.
Love you.
Peace out.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Dude, let's see how long.